Testing 1, 2. All right. Good evening and welcome to the Danvers Planning Board meeting of September 26, 2023. We do have a new associate member with us this evening, Michael DeCoulis. Welcome, Michael. To start off with the agenda, the first item on the agenda, 469 and 471 Maple Street. Request by 469 Maple Street LLC for endorsement of an approval not required plan for 469 and 471 Maple Street, Assessors Map 18, lots 30 and 31, to combine two lots into one lot. The property is located in the Highway Corridor zoning district. Do we have Tim? Is he online or no?
Tim is not attending tonight.
Okay. All right. The attorney for the applicant.
Good evening. Thank you. My name is Nancy McCann. I'm here on behalf of the applicant, 469 Maple Street LLC. And Josh, if you can put the plan up. We are requesting approval not required endorsement for the combination of two lots at 469 and 471 Maple Street. The property is located in the Highway Corridor zoning district, which requires 100 feet of frontage. The two lots in question, 469 and 471, are both undersized lots. We will be combining them into one lot, which will have 23,560 square feet. But the combination of the two will have 395 feet of frontage, so we do satisfy the frontage requirement for the endorsement of the A&R plan. Be happy to answer any questions.
All right. Questions from the board, Lou?
Yeah, just a question. Attorney McCann, just in terms of, you said that the lots are currently undersized. What's the current square footage? Did you?
Let's see. Current square footage
I could read it. Oh.
is 471 Maple Street is currently 13,662 square feet.
Okay.
And 469 Maple Street is currently 9,881 square feet.
Okay. Thank you.
Tori, any questions?
No questions.
Jean?
No questions.
Michael?
No questions.
Is this next to the new dog daycare?
Yes,
Is this part of it or to the adjacent to it?
adjacent to it.
Okay. All right. This is a A&R, so it's an administrative matter, so there's no public input on this. Do you have the decision on this, Lou?
I don't believe Josh, I don't think we have a decision in the.
No, it's like a motion to just approve.
Make
It would
a
just be
motion to
sure, I
approve.
make a motion. Make a motion for the request by 469 Maple Street LLC for endorsement of an approval not required A&R plan for 469 and 471 Maple Street, Assessors Map 18, lots 30 and 31, to combine two lots into one lot. Property is located in the Highway Corridor zoning district.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been seconded by Tori. All in favor? You cannot vote on this, Michael, just to let you know. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? None. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next item, 63 Maple Street, request by North Street Development LLC for endorsement of approval not required plan for 63 Maple Street, Assessors Map 43, Lot 178, to split one lot into two lots. The property is located in the Danvers Town Center Core zoning district.
Thank you very much. My name is Nancy McCann again. I'm here on behalf of the owner of the property at 63 Maple Street. And we are requesting endorsement of the approval not required plan to divide 63 Maple Street into two lots. Lot 1, as shown on the plan, will have 80.23 feet of frontage on Maple Street and 10,721 square feet of lot area. Lot 2 will have 102.85 feet of frontage on School Street with 10,544 square feet of area. The property is located in the DTC Core zoning district, which requires a maximum of 80 feet of frontage for the various uses in that zoning district. The maximum is 80 feet. And so each of these lots will have the required area for any use that might be made in the downtown core. Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions from the board? Jean?
No, I don't have any questions.
Tori?
Does this change the use of parking or anything for the buildings that are currently on Lot 1?
No. The endorsement doesn't change the use or parking or anything like that. This is one step in a process going forward.
But it would be separating some parking. Am I correctly understanding it would be separating some parking from the buildings onto different lots?
There is currently no real parking on Lot 2. If you go out there, there's mishmash of parking, but no real parking for
Yeah.
that particular retail use that's been on Lot 1 that's currently vacant right now.
Okay, thank you.
Lou, question?
Yeah, just a question with respect to the, so this, this property, familiar with it, I think this is the former Danvers Hardware, I think it also includes the property where the Cakes for Occasion shop is too?
No.
No, it does not, just the Danvers Hardware, sorry. And so in terms of Lot 1, just in terms of the, just looking at sort of the plan, so just in terms of how it's sort of configured, so could you just point out sort of where Lot 1 ends and Lot 2 begins? Sorry.
So it's kind
It seems like, it seems like a little bit of a,
yeah, the line, and then you get this up here, which is kind
okay,
of right away.
yeah. Yes. Great. Got it.
Yeah, the line could have been bolder.
Okay. Got it. And then Lot 2? Okay. So, and so it does not include that other area, I guess it wouldn't include the area to the upper right of Lot 2, which is, I guess, which is marked as North Street Development LLC, correct?
That's right. This is a separate lot
Yep.
with frontage on Pillsbury, but that's not part of this A&R.
Got it. Okay.
This, 63 Maple Street currently is this.
Right. Sure.
We're just about putting a line there.
Understood. Okay. Great. Thank you. I have nothing further.
Okay. Michael?
No questions.
I don't have, I asked you, Jeannie, earlier, right? I do not have questions. Again, this is an A&R, so this is an administrative matter. I would entertain a motion
Sure. Moment.
from the clerk.
Yeah, just getting a little. My screen went blank for a second. There we go. Okay. I'd like to move the request by North Street Development LLC for endorsement of an approval not required A&R plan for 63 Maple Street, Assessors Map 43, Lot 178, to split one lot into two lots. The property is located in the Danvers Town Center Core, DTCC, zoning district.
The motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second?
Seconded by Tori. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None.
Thank you very much.
Next item is 152 Endicott Street, request for a roadway improvement plan and site plan review pursuant to Section 4 of the zoning bylaw, submitted by JBM Danvers LLC for property in the Commercial 3 zoning district. The applicant proposes to improve an existing way, Chalet Court, to access a new retail commercial building and a new hotel, Assessors Map 63, Lot 14. And I believe are we asking for a continuance on this?
So we just received a letter this afternoon. The applicant did request a continuance
Okay.
for the applications. They were in the letter that they provided they wanted to continue to the October 24th planning board meeting.
Okay.
Um,
And we're good on the dates. Do we need to extend the,
They also, in that same letter, extended the action date to October 30th.
meeting on the, what date did you say, the 24th?
Yeah, so the planning board meeting would be on the 24th, and then the action date is October 30th. But let me, I received it late in the afternoon, just one moment.
Question whether they indicate any reason or what they're doing.
Question from Lou on that.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Josh, just a question with respect to, did they indicate in their letter sort of what's, sort of, you know, I mean, in terms of rationale, in terms of what's going, sort of what the current status is, or they just requested just a continuance?
They just requested a continuance. I think they're just trying to work some of the details out, probably specifically around like the traffic and circulation piece, probably.
Right, because our last meeting, I mean, I think that was why there was a, because of, for the peer, you know, traffic peer review.
So,
Okay.
They, our traffic peer review did create a document or created a memo, and then the applicant team also produced a memo to theirs. So there's just a decent amount of kind of just correspondence back and forth, and I think, without speaking too much into it, I think some of the details related to the traffic circulation stuff, I think, is still trying to be ironed out. So I think that they felt more conversation might be productive. So maybe not prepared to have some of those larger conversations. So, but probably shouldn't say too much since they have to continue. So.
Okay. Can you make that in the form of a motion, Lou, please,
Sure.
for the continuance?
Yes. So, say motion by, with respect to 152 Endicott Street, a request for a continuance by JBM Danvers LLC. Continuance to the next planning board meeting.
No,
Second.
it's not the next, but sorry, not to cut you off. Nope.
That's fine. Continuance to the planning board meeting to be held October 24th, 2023, with an action date of October
30th.
30th, 2023.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion been seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. All right. We've got some minutes. Do we have minutes?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
You were absent as well as
Oh.
Tori.
All right, let me see here. Okay, so we have the September 12th, 2023 meeting minutes, and Tori and I were absent, so we don't have a quorum to approve these
Okay.
without
Okay.
Tim. So why don't we table that
Okay.
for the next meeting?
Okay.
While we have a little time, Michael, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your interest in the board? Not to put you on the spot.
No problem. So as you mentioned, my name is Michael DeCoulis. I've lived in Danvers my whole life. I expressed interest after seeing there was availability on the board. I've always just wanted to kind of like do something that was more related. I'm also an architect, so that's kind of partially why this is something that was interesting to me as well. So I work in Boston, do a lot of multifamily, like mixed-use type projects in Boston, high-rise, wood frame, steel, concrete, all different kinds of stuff. But yeah, I live in Danvers downtown. I have a wife and 2 kids. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
That's great. Anything for staff at this time, Josh?
No. So yeah, thought the night might be a little bit longer, but so I was preparing for that most of the past couple days. So
Next
Our next
meeting,
scheduled meeting is October 10th.
October 10th.
It doesn't look like there is going to be an item on that, unless there's like an administrative matter that comes up. So our next meeting will very likely be that October 24th.
Okay.
So we will have the 152 Endicott Street. There's an application for 181 Newbury, which is an expansion of the Kia dealership
Okay.
that's currently there. And then there's an administrative matter for a release of performance guarantee for 11 and 20 Locust Street that the people in town call it the baby shoe
Yep.
mixed use baby shoe factory project. So they are coming to finalize the project, and we don't anymore do performance guarantees for site plans, but we did for that before we modified the zoning bylaw. So they're requesting their performance guarantee back because the project's complete.
Okay.
So October 24th will probably be a pretty
Yeah.
substantial meeting.
And the MBTA meeting?
Yep.
When's the
Yeah,
next meeting on
so,
that? Just,
right, yep, no, thank you for bringing that up. We had this conversation before at the end of the, so as we're speaking, I think that's going to land because of the amount of stuff on October 24th. We will very likely have that discussion on the first meeting in November, which is the 14th.
Okay. And that's okay with our timetable scheduling? Is the town meeting going to be in February?
Yes, that's right.
First week of February or something like
Like
that?
February 5th, I've heard.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that
Monday.
that seems fine. We will have to, have official public hearings for any of the zoning amendments. Yes, fairly soon we will have to.
Not deep into the holiday season.
Yeah, yeah.
It
So
sounds like it.
we'll be all right. It'll just be with the MBTA, and then we call it internally housekeeping, but then every day when we talk about some of the stuff, we're like, that housekeeping word might be a different word, but we'll get to as much as we can, and we'll do the best we can. So
So the MBTA stuff, Michael,
Yep.
just for your edification, it's each town and city in Massachusetts has to provide zoning for improve their zoning with their if they have a MBTA railroad in their town, like Peabody, not Peabody, I'm sorry, Beverly, Salem, Ipswich, they have to have 20% zoning around the
each
area.
community is, you're supposed to pick a designated geographic area where there's a 10% of your housing units you have to allow by right. For instance, we need to allow, I believe it's like 1,176 housing units by right in a geographic area. We're doing downtown Danvers. It doesn't mean that we have to build them, but the zoning has to be in place that the zoning has to be by right those amount of units over this geographic area. So each community in Metro Boston is kind of different. As Jim was saying, we are an adjacent community, so
we're 10%.
Right.
Areas with the train in their town or city are 20%. But the good news is we've already done a lot of the zoning with our downtown zoning that's already in place. So it's just going to be kind of some minor tweaks to it, but we have to present it to town meeting and town meeting members and have the public hearings. So that's kind of what we have coming up. So
luckily the planning department of the town went through this, pretty substantial process about rezoning the whole downtown. So luckily for us, it's not as a significant change as a lot of our neighboring communities. One of our, we're just, not to minimize it, but we have to tweak our density table a little bit. Our downtown zoning has like 4 sub-districts, and we're just trying to figure out the balance, where do we want that density to be within downtown. So we'll have a pretty decent, robust conversation about it on November 14th. So.
Anything else?
Oh, I have an update.
Question?
The Liberty Term
Oh.
paving.
Oh, I was going to ask about that.
In the microphone, I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like they were paving at the Liberty Tree Mall. I know you've asked about that.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I was going to ask about that. Have they talked to you about that at all? Or no?
Not that particular item. I think that there's been some recent conversation with our office a little bit and the Simon folks about some mall stuff a little bit. That I'm sure will be a part of it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, short term and long term. What?
Can we get them to adopt the island in front of, the light in front of their multi-million-dollar mall? Because that used to be maintained, I think, by Kelly's Roast Beef. Now it's 4-foot-high
We
vegetation that's been there all year, and it's just kind of an affront to the community. If you're not going to grow something there, then pave it over. I mean, it's awful. And I know that this board used to always encourage applicants like perhaps the new Fidelity and,
right.
you know, hey, why don't you adopt this island, good for the community, just get someone to plant some flowers or whatever out there and maintain them for the season. Because that ball has been dropped, and it just looks awful over there. And I know we bring it up a lot at the meetings, and I'm not going to, you know, do it in writing. I don't think I should have to as the chairman of the board, but we really need to impress upon them. I mean, great to see if they did it today, but I was by there earlier. They hadn't done, you know.
It was like
Yeah, whereabouts was it where they were
Constitution.
paving?
like right around Aldi. Like I don't know the extent.
Oh, in the front of it?
Yeah.
Oh. But the ring road is
Ring road.
horrific.
Right.
And it's getting bigger and bigger, right in front of Dick's, and that's my office is at Federal Street. It's just, and not just because it's my office is down there, but people think it's a town road. They think the town
Right.
is in charge of it, and it's not.
Yeah, people lose a tire and they get upset at the town.
I mean, the holes are, after all this rain, the holes are probably 2 or 3 feet deep now on some of those locations. It's a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I think as we, you know, we'll likely see some of these folks come in and some of these kind of properties, you know, kind of get redeveloped in the near future. I think, you know, that's an opportunity to kind of have that you know, some of those conversations, right?
Yeah, they've got the storage facility, you know, pretty much tight to the weather, and obviously you got a lot of big trucks coming in for that, and now you'll have a lot of moving trucks. So we got to get that road fixed. Anything else for the board? The staff? Our audience, our very loyal audience. You folks have anything you want to talk about tonight? I know we had a big agenda item that pushed off.
Oh.
Sorry. People at home want to hear it.
Bill Bradstreet town meeting. These aren't on, are they?
That's on, I think, yep.
Bill Bradstreet, town meeting member, precinct 1. Your comments about dressing up different areas of the town are important. They should be important to the town. This is a town, not a city. It's a welcoming community, and by dressing it up, I feel it makes it more inviting. Some people might look at it as just so much work and it's not worth it. I don't feel that way. I'd like to see, they tried growing trees down in the square. Didn't work out as well as they planned. I think someone used to, at the end of the day, their coffee pot was full. They used to dump it on the tree. It's not the kind of food that the tree needs. It takes extra effort, costs money, everything costs money, but I'd like to see the town dressed up. The square is what it is now. It's not what it was when I was growing up. Not that that was great, but it's not the same. And I'd just like to see welcoming scenery for the town, people driving through, not the high-speed Route 35. I can't get through quick enough. It's a nice community. Let's make it even nicer. So keep talking about dressing it up.
We're going to put you on the subcommittee. We've just formed it.
No.
Thank you.
Nova San Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1. Just while we're on the subject, you said either dress it up or just pave over it. Please don't pave over it.
No, I was being facetious.
Okay,
It's
please.
just,
I would rather a ton of weeds everywhere
Yeah.
than more pavement. We don't need more pavement.
you don't like the pavement painted green?
I hate it. I loathe it. Yes, purchase an ash.
Yeah.
If somebody dug that up, I'll plant plants there. I
All
don't.
right, you're on the
Seriously,
subcommittee.
if
We're
somebody
gonna
digs it up
Appoint you.
and puts actual soil down, I'll plant.
Yeah, I mean, when they first did it, when Kelly's Roast Beef, it was really nice, and they maintained it for a while, and then it just
Well, if you do like
it
a,
stopped.
I mean, I don't want to get into it, but if you do like a native plant thing, you kind of don't have to maintain it after a while.
Yeah.
It's its own thing and it does its own thing. So if we went that direction, people wouldn't have to necessarily maintain. It would just be lovely for the year. Okay, that's all.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know, Josh, maybe we could, if Simon, you know, I know over the years it was suggested that they do it. I don't know. I don't believe we can force them to do it. But could we talk to I was going to say Parks and Recreation, but the town forestry department or what have you to maintain that or look into it.
We're talking about the median in front of in Kelly's, like on Endicott.
Yeah, I'm right in front of the mall. That's the entryway to your mall where you've got a lot of new businesses, and you know it's for what it is. It's a lot of anchor stores. It's pretty full now, but it looks atrocious. I don't know if the town can. I would think the town could just go in and take care of that.
Yeah, I believe that section we do up by the ramps. It's Mass DOT, but I believe at that four-way
Yeah.
that we were. I believe that we do control it or, manage it.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else? Motion to adjourn. Lou, you're doing a great job tonight on the
moved.
motions. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Thank you.
Okay.